Worship, worship, worship behind. Worship, worship behind. I keep hearing that Charlie Kirk was a man of faith and family. Was he? Maybe. I don't know. Most of us can only go by Charlie Kirk's public persona that he put out there for us as that was his job, right? Now, saying that a person's a man or woman of faith, I always say, well, what is their faith in? It's implied that it's, that he's a Christian, so the Christian God, so Jesus, right? Now, God, awesome. God is awesome, holy, loving, powerful. You can go on and on about how awesome, how wonderful God is, how wonderful Jesus is. There should be some sort of something in Charlie Kirk's life that resembles Jesus. Now, was there? Is there? I don't know. I don't know. If there's evidence out there of this, it's debatable, I guess, maybe. But that's not really what I want to talk about. So I'm not going to get too much into that. But just in general, if you are a Christian, there should be something about your life that resembles Jesus. When you get to the end of your life, something that resembles Jesus. Now, what made it hard for Charlie Kirk is that he's in politics. And politics and Christianity, they don't mix. Politics and the gospel don't mix. I know you might think that they do, especially here in America, but they don't really mix. It's kind of like salt in your coffee. You ever have someone pull a prank on you? Or ever just wanted to figure out what it tasted like, put salt in your coffee? It's terrible. Because they don't go together, all right? Coffee and salt don't go together. The gospel and politics, they don't go together. Politics are horrible. They're very corrupt. And in any context, politics are terrible. They don't go. It doesn't go with the gospel. Same with me as an entertainer. I'm a musician. I'm a music entertainer. That doesn't go with the gospel. But I'm very open about that. So when I'm operating as music entertainer, Praphit, versus me just being myself as a Christian, as a proud Christian, because they don't go together. But because I'm open about that, it works. If you're not open about that, like Charlie Kirk, and he's saying, his public persona was the Christian politician, faith and family and whatnot, then there's a problem because it doesn't go together. There's an argument to be made that even Christian artists, when they don't acknowledge that they're, when they don't humble themselves and don't keep themselves on a pedestal that people try to put them on, is a problem. But that's a whole other post. I want to get down to the point that politics and faith don't go together. And that if you're going to be a Christian, that something about your life should resemble Christ. And so when you die, when Charlie Kirk murdered, when you die, it's fair that people look over your life, the good and the bad, especially if they didn't know you personally, they're going to look at your life. And will we find at the end of your life, those of you out there who are Christians, will we find that your life resembled Christ in any fashion? Not saying that you're perfect, but did your life resemble Christ? If without you telling us that you were a Christian, could we just simply look at your life and see that you were a Christian? Would there be plenty of evidence there without a shadow of a doubt, right? That your faith was in Christ in your life. So, food for thought. All this storm of nonsense that people are arguing about Charlie Kirk's murder and all kinds of just toxicity out there. We as Christians, if you're a Christian, your life should resemble that of Christ. Something to think about.